thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, a 20-year-old Abaco woman is in police custody tonight in connection with a video that stunned social media and the nation today. Women United joins me to speak out on the assault captured on tape. Attorney Maria Daxon is calling for the government to settle its disputes with unions in the TUC. She is here tonight to make her voice heard. And a viral video, speaking of other viral videos today, showing a police officer being attacked by a man who has since been described as mentally unstable, is just making news all over again. The big question tonight, why didn't the police use this taser gun? Do they have any? This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, the video is too triggering and troubling to show. It purportedly captures what authorities say is a child being sexually abused by a 20-year-old Abaco woman who, Beyond the Headlines understands, is a waitress at a local restaurant on the island. That video is very disturbing, which we have opted not to show its content. But take a look at this picture. Take a look at the picture. It appears to be a screenshot from the video that purportedly captures the 20-year-old woman, the suspect, allegedly performing oral sex on a male child, again on the island of Abaco. That video is sparking outrage tonight as many are calling for severe punishment to be handed down against the alleged perpetrator on what they describe as a heinous crime and perhaps a nightmare for the young boy. The police have reported today on the incident and says that there wasn't an age provided for the victim, but Abaconians, who of course our Eyewitness News team spoke with earlier, said the victim is around 4 years old. Well, we're going to get into it this evening because one group that is certainly very upset about it is Women United. Attorney Kelly Bostwick-Toot joins me. Good evening to you, Kelly. It's good to have you here. Good evening. Under these circumstances, but I know that this is something your organization and even you have been paying close attention to all day, and is quite disturbed at what the video shows.
I think that that's an understatement. You know, I have to be honest with you, Shanique, I did not have the ages of the parties involved when I first addressed this matter, or my mind first addressed this matter. In fact, the female, looking at her fingernails and the nubbiness and the development of her body, I thought she was a child. But this completely sludges the water. The fact that she is 20 years old, whether it's her child, even worse if she took somebody else's child and damaged his mind forever. Forever, 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 because she's created a new root in his family tree, one that starts with something that he may continue to perpetuate. 20 years old, an employed woman sets up her phone, adjusts it to make sure that it is clearly visible, and then exports herself performing fellatio on an infant who would take directions from her. So this is where you start to see the worst of the worst. And yes, we are Women United, but we are women united in crimes that occur anywhere, right? Particularly as it regards children. If anything, women are united in taking care of children.
Yes. You know, as an attorney, Kelly, I want to ask you this. What do you suppose is the mindset of someone who would set up a camera, look it squarely in the lens, and then decide she's going to do this heinous thing and then press stop and obviously send it out?
You see, this is why you need to have jury trials, because to be honest, as counsel, as a part of the judiciary, I can't sit on that jury, but if I could, Shanique, if I could, I would fall the whole mallet and hammer down on her head. How dare she? How dare she? The foresight of it all. You see, you have to have mens rea and actus rea. You have to have the presence of thought to commit a crime and the determination to do so. Everything about that was deliberate. Mm-hmm. Can she, at 20 years old, say that she didn't know she was doing something bad? Mm-hmm. Children play with children. This is a woman capable of having had that 4-year-old child. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she molested his genitals. She didn't just say, oh, you're a bad little boy, you're just like your pa. That's what a lot of women do. Mm-hmm. But the ultimate, she's in his pants. She's on his privates.
Now, what do you make of, and let's just hope, well, let's hope this was a one-off, and let's hope it's the first, like, because he seemed still, you know, social media analysis went to work all day. Like, maybe this kid was asleep because he didn't move and it wasn't moving. So do you...
I mean, he could have been instructed. And you say social media was crazy. Let me tell you something. Nobody is supposed to share that video. That is supposed to go directly to the police, and cyber control is supposed to take a hold of that and deal appropriately. Fortunately, his face wasn't shown, but we have experienced in Women United where children are being abused by their carers after they've been exposed for having illicit sexual relations. We had one where a child was beaten about her body and her head with a skillet after coming in for sexing, not sexting, sexing. You know, we have to protect our children. Thank you, Jesus, that child's face was not shown. But unfortunately, I'm sure that others will be able to say, oh, that's so-and-so little boy, you know. Mm-hmm. And that child needs protection.
What if it is determined, as has been the trend recently, that this lady is somehow mentally incapacitated and therefore she kind of is excused? I mean, what are we to do in a nation when that kind of act is committed?
Enough to go to work and earn a salary and to set up that's why I said if I were on that jury, you and I had this discussion on my appearance where we had that man raining down blows, and it took only one man in order to separate him from further breaking this woman's bones, a stranger he didn't know. So I spoke to this then. What do we do with these persons who say, oh, okay, I was mentally unstable and now I'm well and I'm out now to do it again? You know, we spoke to the cost of dealing with the ill person as well as the fact that the victims get absolutely nothing. What do I say about it? I say that we don't have enough invested in our medical care. That's clear. We don't have enough invested in safe houses for children who are exposed to things of this nature, and women who are beaten, and yes, women who suffer from marital rape and otherwise. Mm-hmm. We don't have enough. You know, there's Women United, it has its finger on the pulse. In particular, my sister has been pushing and is spearheading a women's summit, and that's coming off in the beginning of May. Put a pin in your diary. I think the dates are May 3rd to May 5th. And it will be a time to address social ills and to attempt to come up with agendas in order to see how best to deal with some of these issues. Because the columns are tired. And the newspapers and other things are chipping at the base of women who have been pushing and been single voices in the wilderness. It's now time for those who have been deeply seated like bamboo seeds to shoot up and take their place and to cover our children and other women who are not able to do so. This is the time. You cannot say, with the majority of women being magistrates, with the majority of women being judges, with the majority of women holding seats, with the majority of women having the higher education, with all of the women rocking the cradle, that we're not good enough to handle ourselves. It's our problem. So get together and come up with some solutions. We now have the Commissioner of Police. We have the DPP. Get up, stand up.
Yes. And do
4
something.
years old.
4 years old. I want to say this to you. Of course, you know, our audience participates in a live show and a live discussion. And the person who unearthed that video, or the video was sent to, and therefore obviously shared it widely, is saying that there's more than one video. That was just one. What do you make of that, Kelly? The fact that this thing appears to have been, I don't know what this girl did. If she was cutting movie, I have no idea.
Shanique, I'm going to give you a scenario of something that happened to me that has tormented me ever since, and I have the permission of the mother to speak. She came from a different island and said she was at the Tony Hotel and she needed counsel. I told her, come out, come 2 doors up. She entered my office and said that her daughter had been sexually molested. She provided the name. I called the Attorney General. Nothing was done. The second daughter was molested. Nothing was done. The third daughter was being told, hush up, and you know your daddy love you. I said, who's that speaking to her? She said, that's the police sergeant.
What?
Daughter number 3. Do you know when the involvement happened, Shanae? When their brother was taken to Simpson Pen. Guess what he did?
What did he do?
He molested his sister. So when I tell you about the root and get up and stand up,
it seems to be still.
Hold on, wait a second. No, Shanique, let that marinate for a second. Because who's at fault here? How did he get there? What happened to the true perpetrator? What needs to happen to this woman is she needs to be made an example. See, that's not Woman United, that's Kelly. That's why I tell you, don't bring me on your show, Shanique.
No, I want you on.
But big plane. But when you are punishing the child and you haven't dealt with the adult, I have a problem with that.
And that is the thing. It appears as though there's still this sort of unspoken rule in the Bahamas where, shh, leave that alone. And these girls go and they are ruined for life by whomever, some guardian, parent, whomever it is, girls and boys, and are traumatized for the rest of their lives, and are told, and then authority figures as well, sometimes choosing not to give any attention to it.
That's a serious problem, and it's an indictment on who and what we are. Because here goes with the system, though. You can't ask a clock to do without its hands and its mechanism. Everything is moving in time. Every mechanism is important. Everybody has to get together. Everybody's got to move. Everybody's got to protect our children and our women. That's how life originates. That's just the way it is.
I agree.
If you don't take care of the nurturer, then what are you nurturing in terms of society and a culture? What are you growing?
I agree. It's too, I think it's a nation that's been allowed to just sort of take its own course. To fester, yes. And for things to take its own course, that we're seeing all of this manifest because of social media and being brought to the forefront. Meanwhile, what was the discussion like in the group that you are a part of? I know you speak independently as an attorney, as a woman, as a mother.
I have to tell you, there's an expression in American wartime of shock and awe. There's a shock and disgust. I mean, this woman recorded this. Normally when we see these recordings, it's children involved and you want to protect them because once they've been exposed in a sexual arena, they become prey. You forget to P-R-A-Y. They become prey. They become known as objects because they have been objectified by the media. But here it is, you have a 20-year-old who doesn't know better, who's hurting. She may not even realize that she's caused damage. She would think nothing of it. And what does that say about us? Do you think maybe we need to have educational programs that explain what the law is? And those persons who are sharing this video may not realize that what they're doing is
it's a crime. That it's a crime. Yeah. And I know we should not forward any images like this, except you're forwarding it for perhaps news purposes and to the police. But to be just forwarding it because of it's shocking and it's ugly to see. But again, those images are not to be forwarded just for talk's sake. Kelly Bostwick-Toot, I thank you very much. The 20-year-old is in police custody. We are understanding on the island of Abaco. We understand she's a waitress. I wish I knew more about her. You all saw the video, though. You all saw it. I know we shouldn't share it, but you all shared it and you all saw it. Hit her up, eh? But a waitress. Right in Abaco, and that is what she's doing. I said I wish the kid was sleeping, as many people said, but then still, the damage has been done. Yes, Kelly?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. And I implore everybody who's in the sound of your voice while you deal with these sensitive issues to step forward. If you have solutions and if you have ideas, now is the time. Don't let what is seeded in you just be scattered on the ground and not come into fruition. Somebody's hurting who could use you. Now is the time.
Thank you very much, Kelly Bostwick-Toot, attorney and member of Women United. They're speaking out on that video, one of two that went viral today, but this one was just, it caught so many people off guard because it was unexpected. A woman, we now know, 20 years old, performing oral sex on a kid. She's since been taken into custody, and we await further details as they become available from police in Abaco. Don't go anywhere. Beyond the Headlines is back after this break.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best-kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, buddy. The Tourism Development Corporation helps develop and grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things saying do?
What does do?
Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Bahamas, are you ready? 2025! Keep the Bible Alive Music Group present KB. Boy, you don't know me yet.
KB
and friends. The Boatman Show.
All you Rick and Scrape lovers out there, Saturday, February 1st, Keep the Bible Alive Music Group invites you out to enjoy some Bahamian culture with KB and Friends in concert, The Boatman Show.
Saturday, February 1st at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Can't wait to see you there.
The legendary KB and Friends. Gino D. Colin McDonald. Irish Store in the Spank Man. The Falcons, Ancient Man, Mama D. Shine 242 and more.
KB and Friends in concert at the Farm, Marshall Road, Saturday, February 1st.
Tickets on sale at the Beauty Shack. Low location, General 50, VIP 80. And for the Platinum fans, exclusive skyboxes are available. Gates open at 7 p.m. For more info, call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Let's keep the vibe alive.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, of course, as you know, on Monday and Tuesday, the affiliate unions under the Trade Union Congress had 2 days of mental health break. You know, every workplace has them, or should. Well, this is how they classified it. They said it was not a strike, but you know, many voice notes were leaked and intentions leaked for it to have been a national general strike. Well, today, though, they're back on the job. However, the unions, as you saw last evening here on Beyond the Headlines, still are maintaining that there's a lot to be addressed. Their industrial agreements, many clauses are outstanding. Many areas need to be looked at again and renegotiated, or perhaps agreements made. And then there are some agreements that have been made and reached and signed off, just now not being validated in terms of payment and what's owed in terms of wages increases and promotions and all the rest of it. Well, Attorney Maria Daxon joined in on yesterday, I think it was, on a protest that some of the unions were having. She joined in, and since then she's been quite vocal in speaking out on their behalf for them to get their just due. Good evening to you, Maria. It's wonderful having you here. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I know you saw last evening where, you know, from the doctors and to NIB and to the nurses union and so many other unions, customs, immigration, and other unions are continuing to say, listen, let's just settle the stuff so that workers can enjoy the benefits they've worked to earn.
Good night, Shanique. It's a pleasure being back here on your show. And Shanique, you know me, I always have, I want the Bahamian people to see this.
Right here. Hold it up, yeah.
Right here. Bahamians, tonight, on behalf of the workers in this country, they need to shut this country down. You will get no negotiation. This government would not, they would lie. They would make promises. They will do negotiation. They will do all kind of agreements, and nothing will happen. How much years would this be going on? 2014, the same thing happened. Same thing happened. Same set of union involved in these same issues. Some of these issues were going all the way back, Shanique, from 2017.
Yep.
The PLP government was fully aware what was going on. They signed these agreements with these unions while Brave Davis, who is now the Minister of Finance, opposition, he was in opposition. He had promised these persons, the Prime Minister, promised these persons that they would have gotten what they entitled to. Why, after 3.5 years, these issues are still outstanding? No money, no time frame when this money is going to be paid. The workers in this country are upset, Shanique.
But you are calling for them to shut the country down and to have and actually carry out this national general strike.
Yes.
Do you think that that is a productive measure for them to take versus trying to go back to the table
again
and get things done so that the business of the country is not affected?
No, Shanique, no. Shanique, where's my paper? Shanique, the PLP are very good at doing this. They did it. From in the 50s, they was doing this, shutting down things, the Bohemian Road riot. Let me see the list. The road, the majority, Bohemian Road, the national strike, the PLP, women's suffrage, everything is here.
So you're saying that general strikes, this administration is quite familiar with it?
They know what to do. They know if you don't give the workers certain things, they will get out there and have a general strike or another Bohemian Road riot. This is the document right here. The PLP, they know very well what is going on. Shane Gibson, you remember the protest? Downtown with under you, but she and Gibson know what's going on. That's the only way sometimes you get results. You have to shut down some stuff. Shut it down. I want to ask these union leaders how much more promises they want. They don't need no more promises, no more phone calls, no more negotiation, no more decision. You see this? No more lies, no more meetings, no more agreements, right? No more talking. Bring the check. Give the workers them what they entitled to. Why? Year after year, what they gonna do? The PLP is gonna wait for 2016 to resolve these matters.
2026?
2026? That is unacceptable.
So Maria, you have been in touch with these unions and the various presidents. What are they telling you that they believe is the reason why either agreements aren't fully reached and signed off on and made, or those that are there just sitting and waiting to be sort of, I guess, followed through on, is not happening?
The majority of union leaders are telling me they believe this New Day government is holding this for what? Political plow. 2025 and 2026. If this government had these issues, know what their issues were before the election, why drag it on until election season? Why? What is the motive?
Well, I can tell you, I did some, when you contacted me, I went and I did some investigation myself, Maria. I am told that a lot of these negotiations with certain unions could have been agreed to a long time and been implemented. It's just that little nuances. They want this and not that, and what they want, some of it is not sustainable in this economy. And just so many back and forth like that is the thing that's stalling many agreements from being completely finished.
I don't believe that.
Or completed.
No, I don't believe that. Shanique, Mr. Prime Minister is an attorney and he's a KC. In law, what they have agreed, none agreed, right? Watch this, my fellow Bahamians. If you agree on certain things, you give them that portion what they agree with. We'll come back to the table with these finer other things. If Mr. Prime Minister had any good intentions...
So you're saying meet the union and the union members and the workers of the country where you can meet them.
Right.
What's been agreed to in various negotiations, then honor those ones.
Honor those ones. Honor those. But he's a KC. He's a lawyer. He knows what negotiation. Huh? We will agree to this. We'll take that right now. Let's give our workers something. But for you to hold back the whole benefit from these workers in this country, Mr. PM, that is unacceptable. Mr. Prime Minister, that is unacceptable. Whatever you agree with, give the union whatever piece you agree with. Don't hold the whole benefit away from the workers. This is money that was earned by these workers. They were waiting on this. My God, Bahamas Air. Look how much years Bahamas Air was waiting, Shanique, to get this matter resolved. Meet these union leaders halfway. Give them something, but you ain't giving them nothing. This is unacceptable.
What's the morale? You spoke to presidents, but what are the presidents telling you about their membership by the workers of this country right now who are unionized and waiting for whichever benefits that are owed? What is the morale among their members that they're saying to you?
Their members are upset because they think these union leaders are giving this government too much chances. They say they promised it before. How much years? They like dragging it down the line. The union members are upset. They want what's entitled to them, and they have a problem because what they are saying is that this money is due and owing, yet they are bringing in consultants every day in each one of these ministries: Customs, Immigration, Bahamas Air. You can pay the consultants their money. They getting their paycheck.
Maria, you can't come and say every day they bringing in a consultant.
Every other day I getting called, another consultant reach. $76 million of the taxpayers' money for consultants, Shanique.
To consult on what?
I don't know. They trying to find out now. You getting consultants coming around there to clean the floor. You getting consultants around there to cash. Everything. Consultant this, consultant that. But yet the workers, who was the backbone of these ministries, can't get their entitlement. They are upset. They are telling the union, if you're ready to shut it down, the workers are willing to come out. That's all they said. Shut it down because they want their stuff. And that's the only language it seems that this government understands. They understand it, you know, because they did it under the UBP. They did it underneath the F&M. But all of a sudden, you don't want to give these workers them what they entitled. Just get together. Give the workers them what they want.
Maria, look, and this camera right here is what you should be looking at. Maria, now, where do you suppose that these unions should head next? You saw Obi Ferguson here, along with a number of his unions and the affiliate unions under the TUC last evening. What should they do in your opinion?
I had one thing here. Take it to the king.
Which king?
The Prime Minister. Take it to the Prime Minister office. Take this fight to the Prime Minister office.
Well, they took it there, didn't they? He met with them just yesterday, right?
I talking about the workers. The workers them need to go there with their leaders. Huh? That's how you get results. Huh? Look at Martin Luther King. You need to go back to some history. Huh? Selling and pilling them. They went out there with the people. They did not leave the people out, Shanique. They took the people with them with the fight. This fight need to go to the Prime Minister office with your workers or go to Parliament and ask them where is the money. Huh? Whether y'all are going to decide to give us this money. Man, Shanique, my red paper, where Simon Wilson is. Huh? It's all about the money.
Why Simon Wilson?
The financial man.
Yeah, why his name? Why you brought him up?
Why you think he controlling all the finances?
I know.
And you know what is so shocking? Simon Wilson was not there when the F&M, he just come back. He know what they was fighting for. But he get his stuff. He get what he's entitled to. He knew what was on the table. Huh? Unacceptable. Him and the Prime Minister know what these persons wanted. What they say? Meetings on top of meetings. Huh? Meetings on top of meetings. How much more meetings y'all going into with the Prime Minister? Y'all ain't getting no results, right? How many agreements y'all gonna sign? Huh? How many more talking y'all are going to be going through?
So, Maria, we know all of the unions have legitimate concern and need their issues addressed, but which would you say, perhaps, in your opinion, would be the more urgent ones that really should not be allowed to linger as they're lingering?
The doctors and the nurses. Huh? 2014. Huh? Shanae, you tell the Bahamian, you see them here? You see, these are the same set of people again. Read that to the Bahamian people. 2014, same thing. Huh? Nurses, them the same set of people over and over. And guess what? This 2025. Last year, 10 years, they still going through.
That they have matters pending before the Industrial Tribunal.
All of this stuff. How much years? Pay the doctors and the nurses by tomorrow. When this government want to find money for other things, they will find it. Our doctors and our nurses need to get paid forthwith. Because why? If they go and strike again, our health care will be in crisis. Mr. PM, PL Global World, listen, y'all sit down, go and pay the Bahamian workers their money, especially the doctors and the nurses. The doctors and the nurses need to get paid as of tomorrow. Huh? Custom and Immigration and Bahamas Air needs to get paid. Pay these workers them their money that they're entitled to in this country. No more lies, no more promises, no more calls, No more negotiation, Mr. PM. No more decision. No more meetings. Pay the Bahamian workers their money in this country.
Attorney and advocate Maria Daxon speaking out loudly and very directly this evening here on Beyond the Headlines on behalf of the unions. You saw a number of them, the presidents, last evening here on the show. Well, she is now speaking out for them, agitating that they be paid, that they be given what's owed to them, even if only halfway. Meet them halfway.
Oh, shut the country down, Shanique. Shut it down. Shut the country down. If you want results, just shut the country down and see how quick this new day PLP government will come to the table. Mr. Prime Minister, go back to the drawing board, Honorable Philip Brave Davis, and pay the workers them their monies. That's all.
Thank you very much, Attorney Maria Daxon. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
So are you ready? 2025. Keep the Bible Live Music Group present KB. Boy, you don't know me yet.
It's KB
and friends. The Boatman Show.
All you rake and scrape lovers out there, Saturday, February 1st, Keep the Bible Live Music Group invites you out to enjoy some Bahamian culture with KB and Friends in concert, The Boatman Show.
Saturday, February 1st at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Can't wait to see you there.
The legendary KB and Friends. Gino D. Colin McDonald. Irish Store in the Spank Man. The Falcons, Ancient Man, Mama D. Shine 242 and more.
KB and Friends in concert at the Farm, Marshall Road, Saturday, February 1st.
Tickets on sale at the Beauty Shack. Both location, General 50, VIP 80. And for the Platinum fans, exclusive skyboxes are available. Gates open at 7 p.m. For more info, call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Let's keep the vibe alive.
It's the most luckiest time of the year. There'll be things that are spinning and cash prizes winning. Just Big Bang is here. It's the most luckiest time. Yes, the most luckiest time. Oh, the most luckiest time of the year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Island Luck.
Time of the year.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, a lot's happened this week, and it's only Wednesday. Can you believe it? From viral videos to just about every sector being impacted by the mental health days, the union say no, it wasn't a strike. And just so much going on. Then, just before we came on air, the nation recorded its second homicide for the year. There was a double shooting in the area of Nassau Village. As a result, a woman lost her life in hospital. She was taken to hospital and lost her life. Again, marking the second homicide for the year, just about 2 hours ago now. It's quite unfortunate. We will know the details of that in just a little bit. But we're gonna jump into really the most disturbing story today, and that is, of course, of the Abaco incident, where a 20-year-old has been taken into custody, and tonight that is where she is, on the island of Abaco. And so we're going to get into it with the Hot Topics panel discussion with our panelists. Good evening to you, Leslie Miller and Michael Turnquest. It's good to have you both here. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Pleasure to be back.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, you saw at the top of the show Attorney Kelly Bostwick Toot responding on behalf of women, mothers, Women United, just all of it as a human being, as a Bahamian, on that viral video that really shocked so many people. And really, you want to question the sanity of the woman who who turned the camera on, did what she had to do to a kid, and then pressed the stop button. Gentlemen, your thoughts on this?
Shanique, I think we touched on this whole thing in terms of, making sure, our kids are protected. We spoke about Family Islands some months ago in terms of what takes place on Family Islands that is not recorded. There's no police involvement. I agree with the term. This one, we should lost in the jail. I make a prime example, but it goes back to protecting our children, but also getting understanding, going through our Family Islands, especially some of our remote islands where, this isn't something that's new to the Bahamas, This is something that takes place. You heard us speak about, the three girls who were, assaulted by I assume it's their father. This is nothing that's not new to our country. We don't shine enough light on it. We don't pay enough attention to it. But we need to go from the south straight to the north and all of our islands throughout. And I'm pretty sure you have cases that people are continuing to sweep under the rug. You heard, the attorney said that, the mother, I don't even know it was the mother, whoever reported the three girls who've been molested, it's just, now the brother is serving time or in Simpson Pen.
Yes.
I mean, this is something new. But we do not pay no attention to it. These things carry on, and this is why our society is the way it is, because you have people who are mentally unstable because of what have happened to them in the past as either children or continue to happen with them in the homes, whether it be Family Islands in Providence, and then we see 10, 20 years later wondering why is the outbreak? Why is this person the way they is? And then when you hear a story, because maybe they reported it some 20 years ago but nobody listened, now we end up with the effect of what has happened, transpired for decades. So, this, like I said, this one I would make a prime example, but we have to keep the light on this. I mean, we have to protect our children, and I beg mothers, fathers out there, we have a lot of people like this that exist in our society, and we have to continue to keep a close eye, but protect your neighbor's children, your own children, and look out for everyone. Yeah. Because the kids it's the future of our country.
And be careful who you leave your kids with, Leslie, who's babysitting them, or even these preschools, or just get to know the teachers. Like, you really have to sort of be more vigilant as parents and guardians nowadays.
It's grossly unfortunate that such a heinous matter could have taken place in our country. The Family Islands, Abaco. I think you now have to question the mentality and the mental attitude of the young woman, whether she's sane, whether she has some mental problems that she's facing. I would not wish to see the video myself. I just think social service is going to have to step to the plate up a little further. As Mike said, this is an everyday occurrence from my experience through the years with young girls having their mothers work at the hotels at night And as soon as the mother goes to work, the boyfriend comes and takes advantage of them. I know for very many years, my family used to bring, Helen, when she was teaching, used to bring young girls home every weekend, 2 and 3 of them. And that went on for about 10 years, protecting them from the predators that the mother's involved with. When I was a member of parliament, I've had complaints, and when you approach the mother, I said, why didn't they press charges? First thing she asks, well, who's going to help pay the rent? Who's going to make my car payment? And that's the end of the question. They never, most of them, 90% of them can't press charges because of the financial burden that they carry by themselves. And if they was to lose that assistance, however minute it may be, it's going to affect them in a negative way, and they simply turn a blind eye. Not that a mother wants to do that, but financial circumstances dictate some crazy things to happen in your life. And it's just unfortunate that we have such men and women among us, but believe me, they are out there in the troves.
Yeah. I mean, you might be surprised to even see what comes out after, you know, the police interrogator. Maybe she was mental, you know, physically abused at some point, or sexually abused in her childhood. And, you know, these are things, it's a trickling, you know, it's a trickle-down effect. It just continues, and we just don't know about it.
And we also don't know if that's her child.
Most unfortunate.
If that's her kid, if that's something, you know, the investigation will obviously unfold and reveal all of that. But gentlemen, moving along, we see that there is industrial unrest in the nation. We see more than 14 unions having issues, and issues stemming from 2014, 2017. You know, it's about time that these issues are addressed, and certainly this administration would want to do its endeavor best to be able to address many of, especially the legacy issues that so many of these unions have. Your thoughts about where industrial relations, where sort of the morale of workers sit, workers who belong to these unions sit right now in 2025?
You know, Shanique, I agree. The people, they worked, they deserve to get paid. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, we spoke about this the other night. In the private sector, if I don't get paid, I don't work. I mean, it's plain and simple. You know, so you know, I can't take to the bank, or I can't take to my lenders or my rent man and this, that, the next. Hey, I get some money. I expecting some money. They promised me 10 years ago. I can get it soon. You know, you can't. You know, then another thing you have to ask the question. You know, we see the cost of living continues to rise in this country. You know, we see our debt continue to rise. The question one should ask: can this administration? Because I've said over and over, I feel as though the administration or this government is physically unresponsible as relates to the way that we spend money. Because I still have not heard in terms of how the cutbacks that we're going to make, whether it be in the government sector in terms of spending. You never heard about how we peel back on spending. So maybe the government is not able to pay out the amount of monies that is owed to the back pay that's owed. I mean, taxes are going up. Maybe that's the reason why we're saying taxes and things of that sort, you know, cost of living rising, because maybe this new money needs to come in order to hand it down to the workers. But I can tell you, I feel as though that the money is not there, and I think it's better the government just come out and say, we will do it in stage payments or something that's all, but the people need to get paid. They've worked for it.
Or need to be told something, Leslie.
You know, during the second half of any election cycle, the labor unions step to the fore to demand what, as far as they're concerned, they should have gotten before. Only God knows why these things go on for years and years, with people not being paid as they should be paid. I was talking to the director of Customs, and he said that it's going to be done very shortly. That matter is going to be settled. Just paperwork is being completed now by the Ministry of Finance. It is unfortunate as what attempted to take place on Monday and Tuesday. It faltered poorly on the part of the union, but the unions themselves are not organized, because when I say not organized, they have serious differences of opinion, and many of the major unions did not participate in that strike. And because of that, it fell flat. You know, and I don't know what the TUC is going to do now. I think people also need to appreciate the fact that whatever contract the government signed with the union members, it enabled their former heads to now be consultants for the government of the Bahamas. Each of them drive a nice luxury Jeep or truck, making about 60 to 70 to
the BYDs,
80,
all the BYDs, the electric vehicles moving around.
What do you mean former head?
Most the guys who were head of these entities of the respective unions to all the corporations are now employed by the Bahamian people, taking a hell of a nice salary, driving luxury vehicles. I don't know what the hell they do.
It goes back to spending. When are we going to start peeling back on the spending within the government
agencies? No. It goes to the union presidents being compromised.
You got everybody riding around and who ain't the BYD times and I mean $70,000, $80,000 cars. Why do we need not even government officials? We have PSs. I see
secretaries.
Everything. We have the most expensive vehicles, government vehicles, riding up and down the road. Why do we have to spend that type of money on these type of vehicles? 70, 80 grand. Jeep. It's a lot of money.
Electric vehicles.
They're 80, 90 grand a pop. Mm-hmm. To me, it just when are we going to start?
And you're saying union presidents also have those as well, Leslie?
They have top of the line vehicles, $60,000 vehicles that they drive every day. I've seen them in it. And I question them too, and they say, Portgate, don't talk.
And I can guarantee you these electric vehicles, there's nobody charging them at home. They charging them right when first of all, they don't leave them to work. They take them home, bring them to work
that's a policy that needs to be put back in place, that you have no right to use the public vehicle in your private capacity. Like 7 days a week and be paying for all the gas and all the maintenance on
and the electricity. And
everything else.
Yeah,
it's not fed off.
They're all over the place in that, exactly. And gentlemen, I need to quickly move this forward right to this story and get your opinion on this. An assault of a police officer outside a local bar here in the capital early this morning caught on camera as usual. And it's calling into question once again the respect, the regard, and even the fear of law and order police officers in uniform. We're going to get the story from Linton Ritchie and then we're going to come back and discuss. Take a look.
Rage at that video. My God, how low have we fallen? It's time for some action now.
Video circulating showing a police officer being beaten in the middle of the street while onlookers cheer on the civilian, causing quite the stir within the religious community as community leaders question the severity of the state our nation is in. Authorities are reportedly already on the grounds in search of the man responsible for unleashing that violent attack on the officer. Minister of National Security Wayne Munro confirmed to Eyewitness News that those at fault will feel the full brunt of the law.
I've spoken to the Commissioner of Police and she indicates that they are investigating the matter. And they would be seeking to bring the persons involved to account.
Community leader and Bishop Walter Hanchel telling Eyewitness News the nature of the video proves just how much times have changed in our Bahama land.
These criminals need to be caned. They're lawless and have no respect for any authority. Attacking a police officer should never be tolerated in the Bahamas.
During the video, onlookers describe some of the damages done to the policeman as a result of the reported physical altercation. One can be heard saying, "You already bloody the man's mouth." Another encouraging the civilian to continue the attack, shouting, "Put one next one on him." Munro says those instigating the attack can also be prosecuted.
Could be said to be provoking or any conduct like that. I certainly would encourage for them to be arrested and charged as well.
But on what grounds?
For the purposes of our anti-gang legislation, you can be called to account for it.
Hanchel says what we see on our streets daily proves that we must go back to the old days.
I recommend corporal punishment by caning for repeated violent offenders. If we as a nation are serious about ending or reducing the level of crime and lawlessness we see every day.
As for the public, Munro leaves this message.
These are the very same officers who, if somebody robbed them, harmed them, break into their house, steal from them, they're going to call to seek to get some sort of remedy. There's no explanation and no excuses for that type of behavior.
Now,
the minister said the guy, first of all, how he escaped. with the three of them officers. I need to find out the fitness test. Commissioner Shanta Knowles. But the commissioner said he should have, the minister said he should have been arrested and charged. Arrested and
So why
charged
was
what?
he not?
He should not be walking tonight in the state of Florida and anywhere in the United States. That kind of assault that happens on a police officer, that person would be history. How is it that the police, even as much as a taser, do they carry tasers in the Bahamas? No.
I thought some was donated some time back. I thought they were carrying tasers. I'm surprised that.
It is said that this person reportedly, allegedly, is mentally unstable. That alone should have been tied to that, Leslie. Tied to that because you have enough sense to look stupid on this road.
That's the new out.
Yeah, that's what I got. Crazy.
But you know,
beat him until he get his senses back. No.
What is even more, I guess, shocking? You have spectators. I know you saw years ago. Years ago, where persons would have jumped in and tried to defend it. Yes. Rather than getting to a point where someone was shot.
They said it's flipping. You're on flip.
This shows where our society. I don't say where we're going, because the same as though we've been there a little while ago. But you can't. Everything is social media. Let's try to get it on tape because we want to put it on social media.
But furthermore, laughing and applauding the idiot to further inspire and encourage him to attack the police officer, and they're just standing there laughing.
I hope that he is truly mentally ill.
No, you're not mentally ill.
I have a feeling.
He have a lot of sense.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's the new out. Because he sure as hell knew how to haul ass and get out of there. But Shanique, this is our society. We see
it's so unfortunate.
We have come to a new low in the Bahamas. What was so distressing is the fact that regular Bahamians who saw what took place, men again. Mm-hmm. Which is starting to what happened to the lady 2 weeks ago. Eh?
I was just about to mention the same thing.
They take pictures.
Yes.
Okay? It show you where we have digressed as a country, that our mental capacity in absorbing garbage is at such a level now that they want to show it all over again. So they take the little picture and go show it to the friends.
Social media, they won't post it.
They really don't give a damn.
The thing
That's
is the
really the bottom line.
It was, at one point in our society, we had a point. Yeah, I'm surely sure in your day where you go help. You just go and help, and you think about it after the fact.
Exactly.
These days, everybody thinks to pull out this little device.
This has become a very dumbed down, desensitized society.
Be like New York now. A guy get killed on the sidewalk, you leave him there.
And I think they said the young lady, she was broken apart. I don't know, with something.
The young lady from Blue Road?
Yeah.
She's already had 2 surgeries. Let's tell you.
She got out of the hospital the day before yesterday. She's home now. Mm-hmm. I'm resting with her mother.
Yeah.
If someone had just stepped in a few moments earlier to help her, a lot of could have been dead. Yeah.
But those who are there looking on really don't care.
No.
There's no humanity in them.
No. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
no.
and
we should ask, is there humanity left in our country?
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's...
All I know, empower these police officers in instances like that. They should not talk about going try. And then how the man escape? What the other set was doing walking around? You all either got to get in shape or get some new training. There's something going on in the police force. Come, get that together.
Saw the fella in living color. And he's still on the loose.
On the loose? How you get on the loose? Explain that.
One officer got a whole gun on him. I'm not saying to pull out the gun, but at the end of the day, you look as though you're scared to 2 men to wrestle.
One and short.
Suppose that officer did shoot him.
But then it would have been a different story.
People would have been mad.
Man for nothing.
And then you'd have the same spectators who encouraging now want to enrage riot and say, why you shoot the man?
Minister of National Security and everybody else, Commissioner of Police, empower these officers, give them tasers, but that guy should not be walking around. No, because nowhere in the United States would he be tonight, somewhere running around looking stupid.
We need our new commissioner on the roads. We need,
It's time now to see you, Shanta Knowles. We want to hear from you. You've been sworn in, you spoke well. Come now, talk here, and matter of fact, talk and walk on the road. That's what we need.
It is time that the police force recruit the brothers and sisters from the inner city who has this experience with dealing with people like them to do the job that's necessary. I don't understand how his partner who is with him just kept walking around,
We need some officers that are fit, in shape, able to run, catch.
That's a tall order.
You know.
I hear you, Justin. You just reached. Shut up and sit down. That's a tall order to ask for them to be all that. But anyways, listen, just kidding. We behind you, police force. Let's do this, man. Clean up the street. I don't care if the people how they figure they are sane or whatever. Do what you have to do. I thank you all so much. Thank you very much. At the top of tonight's show, Kelly Bostwick Toot, of course, Attorney Maria Daxon, and these gentlemen here, Leslie Miller, Michael Turnquest. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you this evening for tuning in. Certainly enjoyed having you along. And we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.